understand that going forward this evening. Okay, 1 second. That's better. All right, my name's Lee Sandford, and I'm a certified financial technician and got my qualifications last year at the Society of Technical Analysts. Also a full member of the Society of Technical Analysts, and thoroughly enjoy being part of the society. We've got our annual dinner coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to chatting and meeting people that talk and trade technical analysts and trading the markets, trading the charts. And we all have a common goal, and that is trading, which we love and which I love. And I think that to be any good at anything, especially trading, you've got to love it. You've got to really enjoy it, and that's something that I certainly do. I'm an author of Goals to Gold, so if you want to know my life story, anything about me, my journey as a trader, my journey from professional football into trading, what got me into trading, then why not read Goals to Gold? Okay, best-selling author, guys, by the way, best-selling author. So that's out there on Amazon. You can read that. Some great feedback we've had and great reviews from that book. Founder of Trading College in 2009. Started my trading education company in 2009. Got associated with another company we started up, a small company that started up 2007. Really got disgruntled the way they were running the company, and decided that I thought that teaching people, I could certainly do it differently, not to give them false promises, not to show them Ferraris and helicopters and 5-bedroom detached houses that they can make and win and trade with, and with £500 in their trading account. So we like to do things differently at Trading College. I'm a full-time trader for 13 years. I've got over 20 years experience as a trader. While I was playing football, I was also buying stocks and shares, doing a little bit of currency. It was a totally different world, 20-odd years ago. But for the last 13 years, I've been trading full-time, trading my own account, and been on a fantastic journey, really, guys. And it's been thoroughly enjoyable. I love trading the markets. I love sitting here doing trades, making money, and generating money for myself and my students. I mentor high net worth clients. I day and swing trade. So I day trade the markets. I come along, sit here, I've got my shorts on, I will trade, not on a day like this where it's raining and pouring, and I will trade the markets. Also, I swing trade the markets as well, and also I buy stocks for longer term growth as well, guys, all right? But predominantly a day trader and a 2-week swing trader, generating income for myself, all right? 90% of my day trades are profitable. Now, for the last 6 months, 93%, in fact, if I was going to go in detail with this, 93% of my day trades are profitable. Now, I reached 90% for the last 6 months. Absolutely delighted to get there, and it's. We'll talk a little bit about. I'm going to show you stuff tonight. Please ask questions. I will answer as much as I possibly can. As Simon said, this is a Q&A as well as a live session. That everybody can get to that point where they're making high probability trades and make enough of them to become consistent. I'm a big believer in live market teaching, live markets teaching. I'm a big believer in, let's throw the PowerPoint presentation away. Anyone can stand up here and teach you to buy and sell, and buy at the lows and sell right at the highs. I'm a big believer in getting into live markets, where I'm trading live in front of my members, my students, and making the mistakes that normal people make, when they come into trading. So I'm a big believer that mistakes make us grow as traders, and it's certainly not me, and I'm sure there's nobody out there that's made a serious amount of mistakes trading the market without before themselves becoming very, very good traders. Okay, so mistakes make us grow, guys, and if you embrace mistakes, as long as you don't start risking too much of your trading account and start blowing out trading accounts, then mistakes are good for us. All right, I'm a big believer that anyone can become profitable. All right, anyone can do this. If I can do it, you guys can do it. But there is probably a big difference from myself and some people that just don't want to put their hand in their money, in their pocket, and invest in education. All right, a lot of people fight the education, and it shouldn't be like that. We're always learning as traders. What I am not, and what we are not at Trading College, and what this webinar is not about tonight, this webinar this evening, guys, is not about the get-rich-quick people that, you know, want to, you know, buy a trading strategy for £200 and just let it run on MT4 and expect fantastic results. Get rich quick for me is, you know, that mentality. You're going to go on and lose money. Okay, so I don't want clients of mine have that mentality that, you know, they want to come into this and they're going to get rich in 2 weeks with £500 in their trading account. For me, it's about teaching people how to fish, how to trade properly, doing it the right way. If you do nothing, you know, okay, if you do nothing, you're not going to make money. Now, there's a lot of mentality around people these days because all this get rich quick stuff that you see from binary trading, 30-second, 60-second things that are happening, you know, to make money. It's like you're doing nothing to make money. It doesn't exist, guys. You have to do something to make money, and that is place trades, go through and learn the profession correctly. Okay. Now, my trading consistency, it's not unique. There's thousands of people out there, I'm sure, making 100% winning trades. I'm sure there's thousands of people out there making 80% win trades, 90% win trades. So what I'm saying here this evening is I'm not unique. Okay, there are lots of other people out there, I'm sure, making huge returns in the market as well. Okay, and the main thing here is that, you know, I'm so pleased you come this evening, and, you know, well done for coming. It's a rainy night here in London, and it's dark. And some of you have probably just got home from work, all right? And the last thing you want to do is get onto a webinar, but also sometimes the last thing you want to do is go to the gym. And, you know, if you join the gym, get a membership at the gym and never go, you will never get fit and healthy. And it's just like the stuff that we're going to go through tonight. You know, if you don't use it, or, you know, if you go on a course been how to teach, I don't know, flower arranging, and you never use it, then what is the point? Okay, and there's a lot of shelf development these days and not self-development. And so, you know, what I believe in is that you've got to take action, you've got to move and do it what you've been taught. Okay, otherwise it's just a waste of money for you, and it's just a waste of time for everybody. All right, so, you know, do something, go to the gym if you paid for the membership. All right, and then you're going to get fit and healthy. And it's that syndrome, is it, the January syndrome, where basically, you know, everybody has eaten so much at Christmas time, and then they get to January, and basically they think they've got to join the gym. They do join the gym and never use it. Now look at this stats, guys. 550,000 people every month search for forex trading in Google. It's huge. Okay, it is huge. It's bigger than when I started full time 13 years ago. 48,000 from the UK, so 48,000 are searching for Google, searching for forex trading in Google every single month, and it is absolutely huge. All right, and this is why you're seeing a lot of brokers, new brokers, starting up, and new brokers offering bonuses and, you know, incentives to get clients in. And we get at Trading College, we get, I would say, 3 phone calls a month from brokers asking to be, you know, their partners. We have no affiliation with any brokerage. Okay, we do not believe as a trading education company we should have any affiliation to any brokerage, because I think it's double standards. Most brokers do want you to lose money. All right, and I'm happy to say that most brokers do want you to lose money. So if you're a trading education company teaching people how to trade, and then you're pushing people to a brokerage who wants you to lose, and they get the education company gets paid by the broker for people that lose money, then that is just horrendous. Okay, that is horrendous, and that is not right. So lots of people are looking to trade the markets. Lots of people are basically looking to come into trading for a get-rich-quick way out of their life or their pain, and it is not get-rich-quick. It's like any profession. I've got to learn the skills. I've got to learn the process, guys. And just twisting it here before we get into live markets, these two gentlemen, I don't know whether you recognize these two gentlemen on this photograph, but they stopped me in the street yesterday, and you probably won't recognize them because they're sportsmen that are in a certain no, and they're not in the UK. They don't play for England or anything like that. But they stopped me in the street and they asked for my photograph. And I ignored them and said, there's no way I'm having my photograph taken with you guys. But then I decided, when I looked at him, I looked up, I realized that I better have my photograph taken with these two guys. Now, if you don't know these two guys, this is Conrad Smith on the right, and this is Brodie Retallick on the right, on this side over here, and this is Brodie over here. Now, they're the All Blacks, all right? They're two All Blacks who are in the Rugby World Cup this Friday. It starts this Friday, and they were absolutely massive. Well, this guy over here is absolutely huge, and I'm 6'1", and not as slim as I used to be. And this guy, what is he, 6'7", something like that? Absolutely huge. Two All Blacks walking down the high street in Teddington, where I live, and they're staying at this sports complex, which is at the end of the road, which holds the Kiwis, and it's holding the Fiji that we were playing this Friday as well. England are playing. So, I mean, just thought I'd just throw that in for you there and just show any rugby fans in the room. Anyone going to be watching the rugby this weekend? So, you know, they had to learn their profession. These guys, cuts and bruises all over their face. This guy over here on the right-hand side, massive scar down the left-hand side. And it's like trading a little bit, isn't it? You know, we come out with lots of scars, but he's still playing internationally. And as a trader, we've got lots of scars. We know we've lost money in the past. We've had lots of ups and downs. But you know, if you keep on trying, don't give up, and keep on learning, put one step forward, you know, you will be an international trader eventually, and be somebody who can go on to be, you know, a cracking, consistent trader. And you know, you've got to get the bumps and bruises. It is not get rich quick, and you know, if you are get rich quick sort of mentality, then you really shouldn't be on this webinar this evening. You should go and maybe look online for an MT4 type of like system that's going to cost you, I don't know, £19.99p. Okay. So why is this webinar? Now we're going to get into the the live markets. So why is this session important to you? And when me and Simon got chatting, it was such a big success, the last one we did during the day. And Simon said, you know, do you fancy doing another one? I said, well, I'm busy now for, you know, the summertime, but come back in autumn and, you know, let's have a chat and let's do something. And I said, but you know, I want to get into live markets. I mean, anyone teaching traders how to trade from a PowerPoint presentation is just not what should be done, guys. You know, if you're going to learn to trade, especially you day traders out there, then you want to do it in real markets, in a demo account to start with, but then, you know, find it in real markets with small position size. So as I said earlier, all of my teaching done is in live markets, all right. And I'll show you my setup, I'll show you my indicators, I'll show you what I use, and give you as much direction as possible. Now, why is this session important to you now? Now, most trading stuff we've learned is dead wrong in this environment. Now, if you've been trading for a month, all you basically have seen is high volatility in the markets. We had a flash crash 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now we've been range bound for the last few weeks. And years ago, I've got loads of trading books that I've read, and you know, some of the stuff that they taught 10 years ago doesn't work in this environment. It really doesn't. And you know, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And that, you know, one thing for sure, guys, I would never learn from anybody who doesn't have more than 10 years experience of trading the markets, because you've got to understand what we're going through at the market. And I'll show you what I mean on the live chart in a second. But you know, this environment, I'm sure that a lot of people made money in the crash a few weeks ago in stocks, and have lost it all in the last couple of weeks because they don't know how to trade in a sideways market. All right. And why is this important session so important for you? I mean, because the amount of trading applications that are going into brokers these days are at all-time highs. There are more people open trading accounts than there ever have been. And I'm going to say it subtly as I can do here. There's going to be the ones that don't know what to do and don't know how to trade and don't get proper education, and there's the ones that will just be get rich and lose consistent profits all the time, get consistent money all the time. So we do need new people, fresh people coming into the markets all the time, making the same mistakes that I did 10 years ago, 13 years ago. And so we need new people coming in. And if you get good at this, and the first thing I say to somebody that I'm teaching is that try and find out on a chart where a new trader might be trading. Go and have a look on a chart where you may have traded when you first started. And if you can plot where the new traders are, all right, that don't know what they're doing, just coming in, just having a gamble and just seeing if they can make some money, then you could make some really nice money and be on the other side of their trades, guys. Thousands are getting caught up in the volatility and the sideways markets, as I said, all right? So if you don't know how to trade volatility in this market, you're going to really struggle. So we've had huge volatility, and I'll show you some stuff. What happened today would have absolutely destroyed people's trading accounts, okay? And this is in the FX market, guys. And the game has changed. There's never been a better time to be a trader, but there's never been a better time to be a trader in this environment, but I'm going to leave the rest with you guys, all right? And I think you know the answer to that. The game has changed. There's more algorithms these days, black boxes, high-frequency trading. There is more what I call V-pivots that I'm going to show you in a second that are very, very dangerous to traders' accounts, all right? So feel free to ask questions as we go. I will do my best to keep up with you guys and questions. We've got loads coming in already. I want to get into the charts, guys, and I'll come back. Sorry, Simon, I've just seen your post here. Simon says that Scotland are going to win the World Cup and they're going to go all the way. All right. Okay, so let's get into these charts, all right. And let's see if you can see them first. And we're going to look at swing trades, and we're going to look at some day trades as well. And we've only got an hour to get through this, but we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's happening here in the markets today. All right. There's a couple of trades that I think that are setting up really nicely. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to start from a swing trading point of view, guys. All right. So I'm going to drag this here because I'm going to build on this and show you what I think is going to happen. And I'll just run through my setup on my charts and what's happening here. And what I want to do is just hit the record button on my software here so I can draw some stuff on the charts for you. And let's just settle in here to the charts, all right? Let's just settle in here to the charts now. Okay, let's just hit the record button. I hope it doesn't freeze up on me. We are full this evening in the room. Good. Absolutely love I love teaching. Yeah, I love teaching, John. I love teaching. I love presenting. It replaces that buzz of walking out in front of 30,000 people. But I also just love the close the door, John, and close the door and basically talk to nobody and just trade the markets for a couple of hours. Okay, I do enjoy that that as well. All right, so look, I'm from right to left. I always have the monthly time frame set up. From a swing trading point of view, I'm always got the monthly. I've got the monthly time frame when I'm I'll say this again. When the monthly time frame when I'm day trading the markets has made me so much money over the years. The monthly time frame when I'm day trading the markets has made me so much money over the years. I mean, why shouldn't we have the monthly time frame? Okay, in here, it tells me where the pressure of buyers and sellers are. I use the weekly time frame as well. All right, I use the weekly. I use the daily time frame as well, guys. And from a swing trading point of view, these are my core trading windows. And on the left-hand side here is my watch list. Okay, here's my watch list with my different indicators in here. I'm not here tonight to talk about my indicators or anything. I'm just here tonight to help you guys. And I've got my pro trading system in here. I've got my, this is the red and green thing that I got on the chart. No, it's not Hakanashi. All right, it's not Hakanashi. I have the storyteller indicator down here. This is the pro divergent storyteller indicator. You may see things similar like this in MT4, like the, is it the autumn indicator? It's not that indicator, it's just one that we've coded here. It's got lines on it down below, and it tells me, it signals divergences for me, and it tells me when the market's extended, when it's oversold and overbought, okay, and it tells me when we're in a slow market. It tells me that the market is flat. So when we get these dots, when we get these flat dots, guys, that tells me that we're going to have a big move in the market. And when the histograms like this have extended down like this, it means it's oversold. So keep it really simple, okay? Oversold is when we're down here like this. When the zero line here is flat, it tells me a big move is about to happen, because we can't stay in this low volatile environment for that long. We have to start going up or going down. So what I do is something as simple as this. When I'm talking on Scan Club on Monday nights looking for some trades to the members, I will basically look and say, right, where can I make, where's the next big move come in? And so what I will do, I'm looking at this, you know, this indicator, this momentum-based indicator here, based on momentum and standard deviations. So I'm looking at this flat line going, right, how flat is it? If it's flat, then I'm looking for a trigger to get into a trade. So I will use the weekly, because the weekly from a swing trading point of view, I can put a trade on, it can last for several weeks, and it could be a really big move. So let's go and have a look and see if there's any flat histograms here that we could sort of look at and see whether we can get some big moves. Now, 2 weeks ago, we had a flat storyteller. I hope you guys can see the charts. If you want me to open them up, I will do. We had a flat storyteller divergence indicator here. All right, and now it's fired up one. It's fired up one, but it hasn't even got going yet. So this is telling me, in just simple terms, that the euro dollar has potential here to have a really big move to the upside, or if it changes down, to the downside. Okay, so what would I do? Do I want to day trade this to the upside or to the downside? Well, if it fires green long with my pro trading system, I want to be trading to the long side. We'll talk about trends in a second, intraday, and some of the things which catch people out. So I'm looking for this to fire off long, guys. All right, I'm looking for fire off, and this is a big move setting up, and so we could see an explosive move here in the euro dollar. All right, so I'm looking at that as well. Now the last big move, look what it brought in. The last big move here was flat right there, and now look at it, it went all the way down, 135 down to 113, 110. Okay, trading doesn't have to be hard. We just like to make it a little bit difficult. All right, so those flat lines are really important for me. And let's have a look at some others. Let's have a look at anything else in here. So I'm just looking through here. I'm looking to see if we've got some flat lines. If we get some flat lines on a chart, then we could have some severe big moves. All right, and what I like to look at as well is the dollar and the yen. So I'm going to take a look at the dollar and the yen here, the yen futures, and look at this. All right, so this is the yen futures here. So if this goes up, the yen futures here, the dollar yen will go down. If this goes down, the dollar yen will go up. All right, look at this flatlining there on the storyteller pro divergence indicator. Okay, here. Look at this, guys. So that's telling me that if this goes up and explodes to the upside, the dollar yen will collapse and go to the downside here, all right? So I'm going to be looking at the dollar yen for a big move. So I'm going to be looking at this going, right, this dollar yen here, you know, let's just scale this a little bit, is just flat. We're only 2 weeks into a downward push. Now we had a small one here and a big one here. Look where the dollar yen went from. It had a small move down here, didn't go anywhere, it turned white, and then it had a small one here. Look at it, it extended all the way here. So it exploded, look, 105 to 125, you know, several thousand pips here, guys. Okay, big moves in the markets, and so we're back at the downside now. We're back at the downside. It's pointing down with small histograms. Big move setting up. Euro dollar, dollar yen, big move setting up. Let's look at the Dow. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average before the crash, and sorry about these lines here, I'll explain what these lines are in a second. They're quite, it looks quite complicated. But before the crash, guys, the weekly time frame, look at the flat line here. What happened? Flash crash. All right, down 1,400 points in one day. We are setting up, I think we're setting up for a major correction, but I think we're going up into FOMC, and I think if we go up, we're going to slam down even harder on stocks, guys. All right, we are potentially making an ABC correction from an Elliott wave formation on the monthly time frame. All right, and I think it could be disastrous for stocks. If we go up, I think the higher we go here, the bigger the slam down is going to be, probably in the next 2 weeks. All right, that's no indication to buy or sell or do anything at all. So that's how I set up, and I just have my radar here, and I'm just looking. And if you just look at the radar, I'm just looking at long trends. Look at this, British pound here, green, long trend. It's saying long trend, long trend, long trend. Okay, so it's saying green, go up. All right, so we had a buy today in the Great British Pound. All right, that went higher today, and it, straight away with my watch list, I can see that the pound is strong today. So I said to Simon, there's a nice little currency pair. It is my favorite currency pair that is setting up here for a breakout trade. Now, not the breakout that was taught from people 5-6 years ago. I'm talking about a severe, and we're already in this trade, by the way, guys. So this is the Aussie New Zealand, and once again, there is no advice to buy this market whatsoever. But on Scan Club on Members Monday night, what we were looking at was this channel. We had this channel set up right here. And channels are really easy to draw, because all you've got to do with a channel is find a trend line here from the top or bottom. So that's a decent trend line from there, and then just copy that trend line and drag it down and see whether it matches up here. So we've had this channel, down channel forming here, guys, and now we broke out. All right, we're starting to break out of this channel. So what I did, and said it to the guys on Monday night, is that, look, it was trading up here Monday night. Let's see it break up, let's see it break above the channel. And then Monday night, 10 o'clock, when the market closed, put a buy order back at the trend line. So trend line breakout, and then buy it back at the trend line, okay, at 112 area. So let it break out, let it pull back, but put a buy order. So it'd be a buy limit order back here, and have a stop around these areas underneath here. We've missed it on the Pro Trading System buy, so we've got to look for a pullback. So instead of buying the high, we're buying the low on this pullback with a low risk entry on this. Now what excites me about this one, guys, and it's still early days on this trade as well, is that the weekly is firing off Pro Trading System buy, and also another if you don't have the system, it doesn't matter, we're not talking about that. But I'm just talking about this particular trade. Very impulsive move into a 200 period moving average. Corrective, okay, here, which is really nice. And now we have the chance to retest that 200 period moving average and go higher. All right, looking for targets at 115 to start with. All right, so looking for target at 115 in this area, and I think it's got a bit more potential to go higher. What excites me on this is look at the storyteller divergence indicator here on the monthly, flat as a pancake, which means get ready, big move coming. Look at the last signal short down here, it collapsed. All right, so again we're at flat standard deviations here in the mean price. So this is when we want to get interested. We don't want to get interested when the market's already broken higher. We want to be getting interested when nobody's interested in it. All right, so that's what I do. And when I'm day trading the markets, the first thing I do is start here. The first thing I do is start here, guys. And you know, I open my screens, I go down to my smaller time frames, and the first thing I do is look at my monthly, look at my daily, look at my weekly. A bit of scaling problem going on here. Because if you're trading the S&P 500 and these moving averages are 200, 50, 20, and 8. All right, nothing special. They are standard exponential moving averages. I don't use simple. I use exponential. I want things a little bit quicker. It's a little bit more weighted to the front end, guys, on the exponential. All right. So what happens, guys, with trading? Moving averages are great. They're a great tool. They're a great part of your toolkit, moving averages, because this crazy thing that happens, that moving averages act as support and resistance. And what you can see here is that we've had a big impulsive move to the downside on the S&P, and now we are we're getting this retracement back up to major moving averages, and these moving averages act as resistance. All right, so what we could see on the S&P is, yeah, everything's all right in the garden now. We've got over the crash, no problem at all. What we could see here, guys, is it choke and just do a death roll and go over time here. All right. Now, if this is impulsive, which it is, this is corrective, we're going to see these moving averages act as resistance. So tomorrow is FOMC, tomorrow night. We'll check Forex Factor in a second. And just be careful, all right, because it's not all rosy in the garden with stocks. We are not trending higher. We are in a downtrend on the weekly here, which could be a wave 1 potential move. And we could go into a wave 3 here, which could roll, and it could be a wave 3. We know what wave 3s are like. Wave 3s are never the smallest wave, not always the biggest wave, never the smallest wave. So a wave 3 could provide us with some huge profits, but we've got to be positioned in the trade, haven't we? There's no point shorting it down here when it's already up here. Okay, I beg your pardon. I don't want to be shorting it down here when we could have been shorting it up in these areas. All right. So keep your eye out on for this. We could run into FOMC tomorrow night and go up in stocks, which we're doing. We're up 75 points in the Dow this evening. FTSE's gone up. FTSE contract here as futures is up 84. DAX is up as well. So just I think we'll get a move into FOMC tomorrow night, and then it is line in the sand. Get ready, you guys. Get ready, because this is the time where, you know, it's the best time to be, because this thing, if it def rolls here, then that panic that we saw a few weeks ago could be nothing compared to what we've seen, what we could see going down the road here. All right, so let's keep our eye on it. The yen futures is not going to be, if the yen breaks out with that storyteller higher, then it's not going to be any good for stocks at all. All right, so if that storyteller indicator at the lows really does fire off a long trade and really does want to break higher, which it's indicating it wants to, it's not going to be good for stocks, and we're going to see the stock market roll because it's not rosy in the garden yet. And just going back to that, what will rule out this down move would be a break above 20 period moving average and trading up here. You know, we've got to be breaking higher. Otherwise, from pure trend trading, we could be making a lower high. All right, and you know, we've got to be breaking above here. And if we do break above here, we'll have one of the biggest divergences you'll ever see in the market, if that does happen. All right, and it will provide with a huge move. So we're going down no matter what here, really, guys. It's going to go in. It just depends where the timing's going to be, either here or at a big bearish divergence, which is one of my favorite trade setups that I love to use. All right. So let's dive into intraday. Are there any questions? Got a few questions coming through here in the chat box about entry on that Dow trade. It's, guys, I'm not really in the business of recommendations. I'm in the business of teaching people how to do it. All right, so I'm just giving you a bit of a heads up that we're probably in the biggest the roll-in opportunity in the stock market on this corrective move that we're seeing here. We could certainly start to roll over in these markets any point from tonight, tomorrow onwards. I personally think it will be tomorrow night. We'll get a rally into FOMC. And then we may get another move up next week, and then it's going to roll, I would imagine, and then it's going to start to go lower. All right. Now, keep your eye on that yen futures. That's going to be the key. If we break out on the yen, then we certainly could see these markets going low. And on that, just another piece of advice. If you can watch the yen futures and the dollar index, this is my chart on my other screens, one of my other screens. And what I'm looking at here, I always have these two charts on my screens. What are they? They're the yen and they're the dollar index here. And it's incredible, and I might be able to find a bit of a, I might be able to find a trade we took yesterday. I might take a break in a minute and do that, but I'm always having the dollar index, because the dollar index, and I think you can even get this on spread betting accounts, guys. You can find, go and have a look at some, if you're a spread better, go and have a look in the charts. You probably have a dollar index in there. Keep your eye on the dollar index. The dollar index could front run some moves. What do I mean by that? What I mean by, if it comes into a bit of resistance on the dollar, on the charts, it may do a little bit earlier than the euro dollar. So we'll be looking for counter trend trades. All right. So I've always got this up here. I'm always looking for system buys and sells, and you know, divergences up here. Look at this huge divergence here. It's just, yeah, it's just a little bit of a just a little bit of advice really. There is that if you're not using the dollar index, you're leaving so much money on the table. For example, look at the dollar index here. It went higher, up, broke out above its recent high here, and we had a huge divergence, huge on my indicator. So it signaled divergence on that silly voice of his. And so when I get divergence like this, and it's going up, what am I doing on the euro dollar? Guys, what am I doing? What am I looking for on the euro dollar when it goes up like that? And I get bearish divergence. And that's a question to you guys. So if I get divergence up here, which is called bearish divergence, what would I be looking at on the euro dollar? So if I was trading the euro dollar, if I was looking at the euro dollar and I had bearish divergence on the dollar index, excellent, good. So I will be looking for a long trade on the euro dollar. So I get divergence, it signals divergence. And so I'll be looking to see, because this is going to come down, and I'm looking to go long the euro against the dollar. Simple, simplicity, all right? Now, what about this one then? What about this here today? I said to the guys in the live trading room today, we started to break higher here on the dollar, and I had a trend line from here, a simple trend line from here to here. And if we come into this trend line here, what am I looking for on the euro dollar? Guys, what am I looking for on the euro dollar? If I go into this trend line here, what am I looking for in the euro dollar? There's a few of my students in here this evening. Yeah, I'm looking to go long, aren't I? Exactly, yeah, good, excellent. Because it's going to probably come off. Now, it may come off 10, 20 pips, but I can earn a living making 10, 20 pips as a day trader. I can make a living earning 10, 20 pips as a day trader. All right. And so that's what I'll be looking for. I'm looking for support, resistance, and things like that. I'll be looking for symmetry on the chart, a bit of Fibonacci as well. Now, look at this here. This is the yen on the right-hand side. And I love trading the dollar yen. It's probably the most predictable currency pair that's out there. And what we had here on the 4-hour on dollar yen, sorry, on the yen futures is a rising wedge pattern. So we had a rising wedge pattern here today. Nice one, Peter. That's okay. We had a rising wedge pattern here today, forming over several days, which is bearish, guys. Okay, so it was bearish. So when I see that, when I see rising wedge pattern like this, you know, there is a chance it could break down. However, it broke down, and we're looking for longs on the dollar yen, looking for day trades on the dollar yen to the upside. All right, so just a little tip there for you. Just get the dollar index in there. It's always a good little chart to use because it does front run sometimes the other pairs against the dollar. So this situation here on the yen is that we haven't broken down. We haven't broken down at all here on the yen. So I'm quite optimistic we may get a break higher on the yen. All right, let's go into the intraday charts here, and let's just see where we are. All right, let's just see where we are, guys. Okay, we've got a bit of questions. We're just going to take just a break here to answer these questions because they'll come in flying through, and I don't want to lose some of the questions. All right, let's go back. Do I have a broker? No, I do not have a broker. I'm not a broker, I'm a trader. I trade against the brokers. Stuart here, what if the FOMC doesn't touch interest rates? Happy days, rocket to the moon. Stuart's just said, what about FOMC? Thanks for your question, Stuart. What about FOMC, you know, if it doesn't raise rates? You know, will we rocket to the moon? Or, you know, he's not asking a question, he's basically saying, rocket to the moon, eh? And I think it's really important, and I had to say this to one of my students yesterday. It's really important to not prejudge what's going to happen in the markets. As a day trader, you know, I'm a day trader, and I'm day trading the markets. I want to trade what my instruments are saying in front of me right now. If FOMC come out and say whatever, it's not going to be a rate rise tomorrow, is there? But if they say, you know, whatever, I don't know, and the market, and I'm listening to that, I'm going to start to think, well, that means it's negative. The market's going to go up, down. Oh, where's it going? Sideways. So what I do, Stu, is I don't go into trading tomorrow. I don't go into any day with any preconceived ideas that the market's going to do this. And do you know what? It's such a normal question you've asked. It's such a, you know, obvious question that you've asked, because as human beings, Stu, we crave certainty, and we crave this, like, wanting to know what's going to happen. And if you're in trading and you want to know what's going to happen, and this goes back to the personality profiling stuff, then you're going to struggle with trading guides. Okay, what I do, what I think, I read a book years ago, Mark Douglas' book called Trading the Zone. And basically, it just went, the light bulb moment came on. I'd been taught to trade by people that didn't have a clue about trading, and then I just started reading the book about Douglas, and just started to think, look, to be a good trader here, all I've got to do, Lee, give yourself a break, Lee, get your indicators, get your strategies, and just trade the strategies. Let's not worry about what FOMC, let's not worry about where the moon is compared to the sun tonight. And just trade your strategy and system. And guys, then you will be a good trader. So, you know, I don't come into the market with any preconceived ideas because I'm just not bothered about what FOMC is going to do tomorrow. I just want to trade the reaction to what they say. All right, does that make sense? And I think that was a really good point to make, Stu. And thanks for the question. It wasn't meant as a, but it was a good question because it did spark off what I was speaking to with the guys yesterday. Because otherwise, it's going to be such a battle for you. All right, thinking about what the FOMC are going to do, when they're going to just trade the charts. Otherwise, you're going to miss the move. Hope this has been recorded. As I'm loving this. Yeah, I think it has been recorded. What kind of platform do I use these kind of charts on in the webinar? I use, well, I particularly use TradeStation, multi-charts, or MT4. Okay, so MT4, multi-charts, or TradeStation. These are TradeStation ones. The dollar index bill, saying here, is in spread betting charts. Good stuff. And brain not working today, so that could be the falling trend. Hi, a bearish divergence from the dollar index involves a move up in the euro. Do you know why? So Karim did here. Hi, bearish divergence from the dollar. Bearish divergence means the market's going to come down. Involves a move up in the euro dollar. Because you know the euro here. I'm not. When the euro goes up, guys, when the dollar goes up, guys, we're looking for the euro to come down, okay? And so the big percentage of the dollar index is made up, something like 75% of the dollar index is made up of the euro, all right? By the way, Lee, Mark Douglas died last week from a heart attack. Wow, I did not know that. Well, you know, I owe a lot to that guy because from a trading point of view, I didn't know that. Do I trade hidden divergence? Do you have an indicator for it? I don't trade hidden divergence, Rika. I trade just this type of divergence, bullish and bearish in here. That's pretty obvious and stands out, all right? And you can see on the 5-minute here, on the euro dollar, this fantastic impulsive move today on the 5-minute created what I like to call a 3-wave divergence. 1 wave, 2 wave. All right, 1 wave and 2 wave, and a third. This one, so it starts here. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. The third point here is third wave. I call it third wave divergence. It normally happens at the top of a 5th wave in an Elliott pattern. I'm licking my lips, so I'm licking my lips when I see that type of pattern. All right, 5th wave, 8 going into an ABC correction. Okay, so let's just have a little rummage through, see if anything is setting up. It is obviously 7:20, and I'm just gonna, and this is what I do when I'm day trading the markets. The markets that I tend to day trade, and where I have most of my success, where a lot of the stuff, you know, a lot of the 90% winning trades is done basically in four major currency pairs. All right, and this is day trades, guys, and this is probably, you know, I'm using 5-minute charts for these. So the euro dollar, cable, dollar yen, dollar CAD recently, Aussie dollar is one of my least favorite currency pairs. All right, and then euro sterling I will trade as well, but I find it a little bit boring. It doesn't give me that, you know. I took a trade with it today and it made a profit, but it tends to be the slowest of my markets that I trade. Pound CAD. Now, if I'm getting into the pound CAD, guys, this is like a rocket ship, okay? And the spread on this with my broker is about 4 pips. And when I'm day trading the markets, if I've got a 4 pip spread, I'm sort of like, I'm a little bit like, you know, it's got to move 4 pips, but the average true range on the pound CAD is quite lively. It's quite good, and took a trade in it today on the pound CAD, and made a profit. But it's got a 4-point spread, so I tend to just like stay away from 5 and 15-minute charts really with things like the pound CAD and things like the pound Aussie. The spreads tend to be a little bit wider. So what I do with those pairs and the CAD yen, what I do with some of them is that I tend to just go up to bigger time frames. So I will use the 15, 60, and 4 hour, And there's no doubt about it, guys, the 4 hour is the granddaddy of these markets for me, because the 4 hour offers so much free money and opportunities. It just tells me what's going on in the market. So, for example, you know, we're looking at the first of all, I'm going to be drawing trend lines. I'm going to be looking at where price could reverse. Where's the obstacle it's going to get over first? Okay, where's resistance? And you can see here, I've just drawn two simple trend lines. We've got a bit of a triangle formation setting up. And you know, CAD yen on a swing trading point of view, let's go and have a look at it at a swing trading point of view. All right, then we'll drill down to our daily time frames. So from a swing trading point of view, let's go and do an assessment on these charts. So what I do, I look at the colors and I start to go, right, are we in a downtrend? Well, we're not in a downtrend on the monthly, but we've got resistance, and we've got a lot of resistance above price. Are we in a downtrend on a weekly? Yeah, we could be. I mean, this certainly could be a wave 1, wave 2. We could be in a wave 3 here, guys, on the CAD yen. So that's bearish. What about daily? Are we making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs? Histogram's pointing down on your momentum indicator. Yeah, they are, aren't they? You know, where's the resistance? It's above price here, isn't it? Simple moving averages above price, putting pressure on this currency pair. So a little rule here that you may want to write down, that you know, if the market, you know, if I'm going to go long as a day trade, I'm going to be slamming right into whether it's a weekly, monthly or daily resistance in here. And so I'm fighting the tide, aren't I? So I would rather be looking for short trades because the trend is down. All right, lower highs, lower lows. You know, that's page 1 of technical analysis. So if I drill down to my CAD yen, now I would rather see the market, and this looks like, and write this down as well, my friends, write this down. Okay, fifth waves in an Elliott wave ending formation. Often, what will come before a fifth wave is a zigzag pattern. All right, a zigzag pattern. So that could be a fifth wave. We could see a zigzag pattern here, and if we start to trigger red on my system here, red on my systems down here, start trending down, then I'll be all over this market for day traders. The room will be all over it because we're trading on the right side of the trend. All right, because the weekly, monthly and daily are trending down. And yes, you're going to get a couple of moves and a couple of 100 pips maybe to the upside, but what about making life a little bit easier? Look at this here, when the moving averages started to roll and we started to get big sell-offs. That was so easy to make money. Shorts, 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 potential to make more money. All right, the longs are struggling a bit, and the bulls have had their day today, but I'm pretty certain that the bears are going to step in at some point here and start pushing this market down again. So, you know, if I was looking for a swing trade, 92.40, in these areas up here, if it was going to be a swing trade, I will be looking for swing trades to try and enter on maybe a 4 hour and a 60-minute time frame. So for swing trades, I like to basically go down to 15-minute and 60-minute time frames to get a really tight entry, and then use a 15-20 pip stop and go for a 1,000 pip move. Unfortunately, if you're not day trading, then you may not get that opportunity. But as a day trade, if you can sit and watch your screens hard a day, I mean, the amount of times we've risked 15 pips to go and get 300-400 pips and left it for a swing trade is quite good. So that CAD yen, I mean, we're going to climb up into resistance. All right, so I was looking to take a trade here earlier, just before the webinar started. But what we may see here is And a lot of my stuff's done with reversion to the mean type trading. A lot of my stuff's done on the pro trading system. A lot of my stuff's used with moving averages. I also use things like symmetry as well. Symmetry is a great tool. Unfortunately, you can't get symmetry in MT4 for the MT4 traders, but it's a great tool that I use. Symmetry, you know, it's been around years. TradeStation provide the little tool up here. And what it does, it measures reversals. It measures where the price could reverse. And it's so cannily accurate, it really is. And looking at the dollar CAD here, if I draw some symmetry here, and in fact that one didn't come into play here, let's draw some symmetry. That one wasn't a good one there, but let's look. I bet a lot of these moves here, okay, these wild swings come around symmetry, where price keeps on repeating itself over and over and over again. All right, I bet it. You know, so many times you see symmetrical moves happening in the market. It just fascinates me to this day. It really does. So the question is here on the dollar CAD: has the dollar CAD broken down? Has the dollar CAD broken down? Is this an indication that we're going to go lower on the dollar CAD? And I think we could do. And we've broken down here below moving averages, all right, and we've sailed off on the PTS lower here. And okay, Rico, that's quite good. So Rico said, if you want symmetry, add Fibonacci expansion. Whoa, that's quite a good tip. Well done, mate. So I'll be looking at that later. So what you could do, you know, define trends, guys. Get a trending market, look for pullbacks, or get a trending market, look for momentum pushes here. Look for momentum pushes. If you trade with the trend, you're going to make money 70% of the time anyway. If you trade with the trend, you'll make money 70% of the time anyway. And, you know, look at the trend here. Look at the pound here. A lovely move up. So let's analyze this market. Let's analyze the British pound here, guys. That is so impulsive, this move. Okay, that is a really impulsive move. It's green, it's up, it's busted above moving averages. All right. Can you see what's happened here as well? Prior to that, it hit those moving averages twice. So the question is, and I'm asking you guys, what happens when it hits a moving average again if it's tested it twice? You know, what's going to happen there? Well, what's going to happen probably is that it's going to build up some strength and break out. So I'd want this to be right up here, the British pound. If we start trading up there, I'm going to get all these moving averages coming under here as support, aren't I? Remember what I said at the start, moving averages act as support and resistance. All right, so they act as support and resistance here, like they did on the way down here. So don't think when you've missed a move and it's gone up 50, 70 pips or whatever, don't think that you have missed the move. You know, the problem is, and I see it a lot when I'm teaching, that you want to buy the highs and you get stuck into it buying the highs up here and it goes pear-shaped. And then it comes back and reverts back in a wave pattern here. You know, you got rising moving averages. It gets stopped out and then it goes in the direction you thought it would do in the first place. How many times does that happen? And, you know, don't chase. But if we go up there, I am licking my lips as a day trader. I am licking my lips as a day trader. If it goes up there, I am licking my lips. Because what I'm looking for now is buying the pullbacks. You know, I'll be buying pullbacks. I'll be looking to accumulate position. And let's hope it goes up there in the next 10 minutes, because I'll start to accumulate a position and buy the pullbacks. And so remember what I did on the last live trading session. I started to build a position. All right, I started to build a position. And so if the market goes up and I'm looking for pullbacks, where's the best place to get in? Where's it going to turn and go back higher? Well, not a lot of people know when the best time is for it to turn and go back higher. So what I would do, I start building positions, okay, and then when it does turn, I'm fully loaded on the trade and that thing takes off, and I can just trail my stop, and then I can really push them, you know, go with my full position size. So what I find with a lot of people is they're just going all in and all out of a trade. So they'll buy something, you know, at 154, 155 here. They'll buy it, and it drops 50 pips. They're stopped out the trade, and they go, oh no, I'll go back and chase it again. Why not do what I did on the live session before and start to build positions? All right. And so if it goes up without you, great, fantastic. If it comes back down again after it's gone up without you, I'll start to add to my position. Look, if it's good enough for funds, guys, it's certainly good enough for us, isn't it? All right. And I think this is one of the reasons why retail traders lose most of their money, is because they go in, all out, and it doesn't allow for errors and mistakes. Okay, doesn't allow for errors and mistakes. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. I'm just looking at this euro, see if there's anything for a trade here. I've got to be a bit careful because we're going to have stupid markets tomorrow night where it's going to go a little bit AWOL. So what I'm going to do, and I said to Simon, is look at probably look at a trade, maybe put a trade on, and then look at it in a couple of weeks' time. I don't know when we've got the next session, to be honest, but see how we got on with that trade from a swing trading point of view. So I mean, yeah, okay, so. I do like the Aussie New Zealand. I really do like that because it has the potential to break much higher. All right, it has the potential to break much higher. I do like it, but I have a major problem of buying it here. All right, I have a major problem. Anybody know the reason why I wouldn't want to buy this market right up here on this on this Aussie yen, guys? Anybody know why I wouldn't want to buy I mean, why not just buy it? It's going up. Why not just buy this? It's going up. Exactly, John. Exactly. Lagging moving averages. That's interesting. It's extended. Needs to retrace to support. Interesting. Momentum lower, yeah, it's a nice one, Clyde, like that. Too much resistance. Yeah, so pretty good. So you guys, expert traders, well done. Excellent stuff. So good analysis, good analysis. So when I did my exams, it's all about report writing. And you have got to write a report about a chart. And so what I just asked you guys, you know, write a report for me. What's happening here? If you had a client that gave you 100 grand and you had to give him some advice on this chart, what would you say to him? What would you say to him? You know, he wants a bit of a report. What would you say? Well, I personally, I'm personally a bit worried about FOMC tomorrow night. But oh, please don't freeze up on me. There you go. But looking at this here. It's at the highs, isn't it? It's so extended. It's so extended here. We've probably, you know, we've gone up in a wave pattern here with divergence. Okay, it's gone above divergence. Now, what's happened here? Divergence normally ends moves. Fifth wave divergence are powerful. I mean, it's like, for me, I'm a Spurs fan. It's like Spurs winning the Premiership. Okay, and when you get divergence in a fifth wave, it's fantastic. Now, the trade I took today was this, and I think it was Clyde mentioned it a little bit here, and it looks like it was a losing trade, but it was actually a winning trade. I think it brought in about 150 quid. I can't remember. In fact, I could tell you if I just have a look. It's in Aussie dollars. No, about $249 it brought in, guys. All right, about $249 in here. And so what it was, what I was looking at here is that I had a divergence. So we know divergence ends moves, don't we? There's a very high probability divergence ends moves, bullish or bearish, all right? So most people don't know how to trade divergence properly. They read it in a book, but we have a very special way of trading divergence. I teach that at the Ultimate Forex Apprenticeship. But look, as the market comes down here and it starts to rally and it starts to go up, we have a pro trading system buy, it goes up 4 bars, but it's rallying, rallying, rallying right up here. Okay, look at the market down below. Look at my momentum indicators. Are they going up or are they going down? And when we break through this high, I am way down here. And I forgot to speak about my overbought, oversold indicator here. Okay, overbought, oversold indicator. Good question, Anat. Overbought, oversold indicator. So as it's rising in an A, okay, I'm looking to short it down here. As it goes up, I'll get my overbought signal in a market that's coming down. It is one of my favorite trade setups. It looks like you may have lost money. I made $249. If you go intraday at it, if you go intraday and take a look, it was this move here on the 5-minute, 113 down to 112.80, right there. So that, when that was rising a few hours ago, it rose and it lost momentum and went boom and choked and rolled over. So from a day trading point of view, somebody who's making a living from day trading, that there is 25 pips less the spread or the commission. All right. So what a lot of people do, they just look at the candlesticks. They never look down. They don't look down. Look down. Look down at what's going on and sit back on your chair and just look back and go, what's going on down here? Because that's telling you the story down below. All right, that's telling you the story down below. Okay, so good stuff, good stuff. So look at this dollar CAD here. Look at the dollar CAD. Look how the dollar CAD cannot get through moving averages. Look how the dollar CAD could not get through moving averages. And sorry, I'll need to go back. I lost track on that one. So from a swing trading point of view, I'm going to, if you're not already in it, I'm probably going to do it just for this webinar. But I'm probably going to be looking at a major pullback in this market. I think it's going to come much deeper here. We could come back to this 1250 area. And I certainly don't want to be buying it here. I mean, if I buy it here, the likelihood of it coming down 50 pips is very, very high indeed. So I want to buy it up there, guys, because I have probably an extended 5th wave pattern here. I want to see this pullback further down if you're not already positioned. But we were positioned from swing trading at 112, so we were long from here, 112 area on the pullback on the trend line. All right. I mean, I will look to buy this market if we get a cheaper price. I certainly will be looking to see if we can get a 4-hour pullback, and I'll be looking for buy signals on this. But I'm not going to buy it here. All right. Isn't this much better than PowerPoint presentations? Would you agree? What do you think, guys? Don't you think this is much better than PowerPoint presentations, actually looking at real live charts? Do you agree? I mean, the amount of people starting up as Forex traders these days, I mean, we're seeing all sorts of people. When somebody's teaching or when they're, trading, make sure that, they do it in live markets with, live markets with real money, and do it and place trades in front of you. They might make a mistake because they're all humans. But if anyone can stand up there and say, yeah, I'm live trading, and put a PowerPoint presentation up and go, yeah, here's my results for the last 6 years. PowerPoint presentation on Forex trading. Here's my results. Well, at the end of the day, you know, if you're teaching people strategies and how to trade, you've got to do it yourself, all right? So just a little bit of advice there. It is much better, isn't it, Mr. Banks? All right, so look, this area here, I mean, this is beautiful, all right? Impulsive move. You cannot argue that that was not an impulsive move to the downside, can you? You can't argue that that's impulsive. So when you get impulsive move, which means, if you don't know what impulsive means, just impulsive means directional, all right? So if it's impulsive, it means directional. So this is why I'm talking about the pound wanting to go up high. If the pound goes up high, I'm looking to buy that pullback. So is that directional? Answer me the question, guys. Is that directional, that move down? Is that directional? Is that directional? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, come on. Yeah, it is. So it's directional. Let's say you get to your charts. You got up in the morning. You've cleaned your teeth. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you look at the euro sterling here, and it's gone down, and you go, oh, 73.60. And now it's down to 72.80, nearly a 100 pip move. You know, bling it out. I've missed this move. You haven't. You haven't missed the move. It's the start of a wave pattern. It's opportunity. It's opportunity. All right? It's opportunity. When you get direction, it's telling you the story. The chart is saying to you, I'm going down. All right? With you or without you. And now it's your job is to start to look to enter a trade. And so my number one rule is I never buy the highs or I never short the lows. I used to do that 13 years ago. Here, I would never short here. Never. I mean, somebody's done it because it's traded on a chart. Somebody's done it because it's traded here on a chart. So I would not short here. I'm looking for pullbacks. I'm looking for retracements. Back in the zones area here, looking for opportunities for getting into the trades, all right? And you know what? You know what? It feels the most uncomfortable to enter something short that's going up. And for me, it's like, because I've done it like thousands of times, it doesn't, you know, doesn't really bother me, but if it comes down here, impulsive, and then it starts getting corrective here, and you're shorting it as it's going up, you know, if you're new to trading and all you ever done is just go in the direction of a market, just bought the highest priced at that time, then you're going to feel really nervous. And that may be another reason why most people foul at this, because they short the lows and buy the highs. I'm a trader. I want to get a better price. Okay, I am a trader. I want a better price. All right, I'll say it again. I'm a trader. I want a better price. I don't want to short it here. I let it go up and then I'll short it. Stop behind these areas here, and I'm looking for it to roll into a fifth or third wave completion pattern. All right, and that's why I can have 93% winning trades. That's why I can have a high percentage of winning trades. Not because I'm some fund manager or because I'm some like you know, super duper outer space trader that's landed on Earth and suddenly getting high percentage of winning trades. Is because I don't participate. I don't participate at extremes. I participate when most of novice traders are not participating. I participate when it's the most uncomfortable place to trade, guys. All right, and you know, you may, it is uncomfortable at times, but I'm shorting something that's going up in a downtrend if you look at it like that. All right. So DePaul here just said, how do you decide when the retrace is over? Well, that's a really good question, and I'm not going to go into it tonight. You know, I mean, I'm not going to go into that tonight, guys. I talk about it at other events we do, you know, and show you how I do it. But it's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing for a start, okay? And you just got to learn how to do it properly, that's all. Just haven't got the time. We've got 10 minutes before we end this. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at that, dollar CAD. into a major moving average, isn't it better to short it here than here? Look, let's not tell people that, you know, well, we can tell them, we can make sure they're okay, but look, somebody shorted it here. Somebody shorted the market right here. Somebody's going through pain, getting stopped out, and now it's coming back to where they thought it would do in the first place. I've felt that pain. I have felt that pain. I've felt that pain, and it is not pretty, and it's not comfortable, and it's not nice. But you can have a high probability amount of trades if you know how to read markets. All right. All right. So I'm trying to look for something I can actually do live. And I think it just may be a complete waste of time, really. Here. Yeah, I hope you've learned something. Yeah, but thanks very much for that, Kapil. All right, guys. Yeah, so what else? Just looking at stuff here. It's Aussie, New Zealand. Just flicking through. Excuse me, but I'm just trying to just flick through these charts, see if anything is setting up. Things are starting to lock up. I've been doing this since 7:30 this morning in the live room or trading, guys, so it's a bit, things are starting to lock up on my charts a bit. All right, so I'm going to go, so what I'm saying is that Aussie, New Zealand, I like it. I really like it for the upside. All right, I really like it to the upside. I am very, very interested in the dollar CAD to short. All right, I'm very interested in that dollar CAD to short. If you'd have been at Scan Club last week, beautiful. All right, so this is what we were looking at here. In fact, Monday. Any members in the room this evening? We've got the trigger. Okay, so we've got a trigger, small position size on this. So look at this wave pattern, guys. All right, we sell off really hard on oil. This is crude oil, by the way, and I'll be looking for dollar CAD. But this is a big sell-off on this is a big sell-off on crude oil, isn't it? You know, we've come down quite hard here on oil. Number one on crude oil. Number one on crude oil is, let's have a look. Let's do an analysis. Let's write our report to our client. Number one, monthly time frame. We have a hammer reversal time candlestick. Hammer reversal right at the lows. All right, we've got a hammer reversal on the monthly. Whoa, hammer reversal. If there's a little hammer candlestick under there, it's a hammer reversal. All right. Now, hammer reversals are really an interesting candlestick. So each candlestick tells you what the sentiment's like on each candlestick, on each time frame. A hammer tells you that bulls have taken charge in that time frame. Bulls have taken charge on the monthly. It came down, hit 40 bucks, 38, went back up near enough $50 again. All right. So buyers stepped in. Somebody stepped in down at these lows. All right. I don't care who it was. I'm not even going to read the news. I'm not even going to look at Bloomberg. But I only look at the ladies on Bloomberg. But that's about it. Now I've got a reversal candlestick here. I've got bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. Bullish divergence here. I've now got a trigger to go long on my pro trading system here. All right. So this big decline, I should say, correct, and now we get this corrective move. When you know the trend is over, the first wave, corrective wave, is really bigger than the other corrective waves. Somebody's stepping in here. It's normally institutions, pensions stepping in, thinking this is very nice. It's a bigger correction, isn't it? This bigger correction is much bigger than here, 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 isn't it, guys? When you see that, Okay, this is impulsive, and it's a big correction compared to the others. The pullback here, and it should have really come down to here, but I'm not going to be fussy, is the fake short, which means that the people that missed this move here are going to look to short, thinking it's going to 38 again, maybe down to 40. And there's not enough of them. And so what it does, it rotates and turns up and potentially go into a third wave or a C corrective move here, guys. So what does that mean for you FX traders? What it's setting up here from a technical analysis point of view is a buy on the pro trading system, flat storyteller here, divergence here, hammer reversal on the monthly, pro trading system buy, we could be up to 50.41 by tomorrow night, or maybe the next day. So how am I going to make money from this trade? Well, I could basically go long crude oil. I could go long crude oil. All right, so do that on the NYMEX session, hit NYMEX market. Or I could look at shorting the dollar CAD. All right, shorting the dollar CAD. And let's go and have a look at the inverse of this, of that oil. Divergence on the weekly. Bit of a spinning top type candlestick last month, but starting to roll a little bit here. All right, starting to roll. So, hi Yatin, hope you're well. So what could be going on here? And I sensed it today. We had more sellers coming in than we've ever seen before. Sorry guys to jump through. Ran out of time a little bit. More sellers came in. It was more aggressive today, the selling on the dollar CAD, than I've seen over the last month or so. And then we may be lining this up for a big correction here on the dollar CAD with a impulsive move, potential third wave, or C correction on the oil market, my friends. If I was you, and remember I'm not giving out any advice here, is I would certainly watch this dollar CAD for a move to the downside, all right? Because we could be rolling here. And from a swing trading point of view, this is the one that we could look at in a couple of weeks' time with, let's see if we can get a short back up here at these levels here at 132.10, Simon. So we'll place an order, and if I do come back in a couple of weeks, we'll look to see where, if we got filled in that trade at 132.10, and we'll see if we basically have made any money out of that trade. Okay. So 132.10 is a shorting opportunity for me to see if we get a move down. All right, stop placement on this. I'm going to look at a stop play. I mean, it's so wild at the moment, dollar. I mean, we're gonna maybe, you know, push it out a bit, this stop placement. And if I was a bit of a clever boy, I'd just put it 200 pips away so I don't get stopped out. But let's do it realistically. You know, let's look at this. Up at these levels, like at around 132.90. All right, on that. Now, I will place that trade. I will place that trade order in my broker in here. I use LMAX for day trading. So I would. This is my day trading account that I'd use in the live trading room. No positions open. I don't use. I've got a couple of questions, Simon, by a few people here about accounts and things. I basically have different accounts for day trading and swing trading. I use IG for swing trading, and day trading I use LMAX. All right. And the LMAX, because it's an exchange, by the way, LMAX is not a it doesn't make up a price. It's just an exchange. It's got transparency. It's so fast. It's absolutely excellent. All right. So I'm looking at dollar CAD, and I will put an order in here in my, not this account, in fact I'll put it in my spread betting account to see how we get on. In fact, last time we actually did the dollar CAD on this session as well. All right, so let's see if that happens on that. Good stuff.
Lee.
Good stuff, guys. Right, so a couple more questions coming in here. Excellent as usual, Lee. Good to hear you. Dollar CAD showing bearish on the weekly as a result. Let's wait on the Pro Trade system. Shows red. What is your target price from Bill? All right, Bill. Good question. I would use a couple of things here, Bill. The first thing that I would use, Bill, is my Pro Trade system target, because it actually gives me, it's got built-in targets. All right, so it will give me targets on this green and red thing you've seen here. If you don't have the PTS, what I would do is I would basically look at first target, Bill, down at 130.63. First target. All right, I'd look for something at support. Now, what could happen here, and this is what is the little tricky one for people to get caught out on, is that it'll come down, hit target, and then it will bounce quite aggressively. Okay, and then it will hit your trading stop. And I know you guys use trading stops, and I know you guys use stop loss orders as well. So it could come down. It will. You know what these moving averages do? They act as support and resistance. So we haven't touched the 50-period moving average since the start of the summer, since down here's move, have we? All right. So we haven't touched that at all. So we are due to touch 130.63 area soon. It looks quite like it wants to come on down. All right, so I'm looking for that. Now, what I would do, if I get down to there, Bill, I'm going to bring my stop down to break even on that trade, all right? And what I don't want to do, and what a lot of people I see do, they choke the trade and get the stop down too tight before it goes up, retraces, then goes for a bigger move to the downside. That will come with experience and a bit of guidance in there. Okay. What is your view on the Dow next 2 days? You may not have heard me hit Ant at the start say that I think the Dow's going to rally into FOMC, then I think it's in major trouble and will roll over. All right. I think we've got some big moves coming. The monthly looks fantastic for me. I think we could be in for a big downtrend move. I think the expected move is down, but I think the timing's got to be spot on. I think that a lot of people are going to, you know, everyone thinks it's going to go down. I think it's going to go up before it goes down. All right. So that's mine hit on. Yeah, well, somebody asked about the membership. We do have a Trading College membership. It is 30 days free trial, guys. Give that a go if you want to. Otherwise, you know, we do have our Ultimate Forex Apprenticeship. It is a 2-day course. It is right here, guys. Go to our website. We're actually having a brand new website coming very soon. I'm really looking forward to it. This one has served its purpose. But if you go to tradingcollege.co.uk and you just, you know, there's a webinar on there. You don't want to sit through another 2-hour webinar. But we've got a free membership. It's like £39 per month, excluding VAT. That works out about £47 per month. And with that, you get the weekly scan clubs. You get my market update every. You get my market update every 2 days, which is, you know, I think it's all right. But then we got, you know, as I said, if you're somebody who's not into, if you're serious about your trading or someone that you're not get rich quick sort of thing, I'm going to be doing my. In fact, this one is going to be my very last Ultimate Forex Apprenticeship 2-day event, and you know, feel free to come along, guys. Last one sold out in September. I mean, we had about 130 people in the room, and that's it for us. We can't really take any more on that. Come along to that. It's £97. It is a great 2-day event. It's in central London. You're going to learn about how to, you know, enter on those retracements, okay? And you're going to learn some trading strategies. We'll do some practice sessions in the afternoon on Sunday. And it's like it's the, you know, the first step of the ladder for people. If you can't get this is for people basically that can't get profitable. You want to build confidence and have a high percentage of winning trades. this is for you. If you keep getting stopped out the markets, then this is for you. If you can't get ahead with your trading account, then you may, and I'm sure you will, learn loads of stuff that, you know, will give you that head start to, you know, basically make some nice profits. It's affordable to everybody, and it is a great 2-day event. I enjoy it, but I'm handing it over to my coaches after this evening, guys. £97 if you would like to come along to the Forex apprenticeship. Good 2 days, learning about trading and having a bit of fun as well. It's on the, if you go to the website, there is a link in there. Just head to the website, have a read up about it, take your time, read up about it. Be sure that this event is for you. It may not be for you. It's for certain people that want to get ahead in their trading, want to, you know, making lots of mistakes trading, and really not progressing as a trader. All right. It isn't for people really that, number one, get rich quick scheme type people, want a quick fix type stuff, you know, just want money right now. They want to learn the industry. I suppose it's not really for people that are making a consistent profit. You know what you're doing already. It's those groups of people in between. It's just a good event, lots of information. We've got loads of reviews that come through saying it's just a great couple of days. All right, guys. Take a read of that in your own time, and you know, if you've got any questions, then just email the office, info@Trading College, and take a look at that. If you're in Hungary, if you're in New Zealand, if you're in, there's another gentleman here in Dubai, then, you know, try the membership. You've got a 30-day free trial, and, you know, you get on the membership, you get some cracking stuff, and it's, you know, I think it's a good membership. I think it's worth its weight in gold. We teach people to trade the markets. That's what we're about, and that's what we enjoy doing. All right, become a member. You can just do it here. And I'm also delighted, Simon, we haven't mentioned this, but I'm also delighted to say that Trading College is the main sponsor at the Leeds Investor Show. Delighted that my company is going to be sort of part of you guys and sponsoring that event. So if you're up in Leeds, guys, come along to that event. You'll see the information coming out soon from Simon. It's a good event. I've got a fondness for Yorkshire because I was up there, lived up there for 5 years, and they're good people. So come along. Yeah, you've got members videos here, John. Members videos each day. Members videos up there to markets, and this is the Scan Club recording from the last Scan Club where I look at the trades that I'm setting up, doing stuff like I was doing the site this evening. You know, in the live markets, getting stuck in. All right, stuff.
Fantastic.
I've been to the UK before. If I get a chance, I will try to see you then. Got 2 kids. Ah, nice one, Zoltan. Nice one. Good stuff. Nice stuff. Good stuff.
Lee, that's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And yes, the Leeds Investor Show, I know that Lisa's mentioned it's gone quite well. I think that is must be about the 15th or 16th of October, I believe, taking place.
On Thursday, isn't it? Just before the Ultimate Forex Apprenticeship.
That's right.
I think. That's good.
And we're going to hear from you again next week. You're one of the Dirty Dozen at the Round the Clock Trader next Thursday as well. At 3 o'clock. I hope that's still in your diary.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's in the diary. I'm just so busy at the moment.
Too many things on. Well, thank you for tonight. We're just over 8 o'clock, so we should probably wrap it up. I know there's just still lots of questions coming in. But we have been recording this event tonight, and unlike the long round-the-clock trader where we've had problems with the recordings recently due to the software changes, because this has just been a 90-minute event, we shouldn't have a problem in converting the recording, and we'll have this ready for people in the morning. So we'll send out a replay of this, anybody that wants to catch it again. One or two people have had problems with sound. I think it's been at the user end, we haven't had any problems with sound here. So if you have had a problem, then you can do it on the catch up. So Lee, thanks very much indeed. Is there anything else you need to add before we?
No, just got a couple of a few questions coming in again here, Simon. Guys, just go to the home or that link in there. You know, we've got 2 days. You're going to be with me for 2 days on the UFA. I'll be presenting it. I'll be going through the basics on day one, and then afternoon session. You know, we'll be going into how to trade those type of setups I was looking at this evening, and you know, we'll be looking at strategies in the morning on day two. Look, you've got 2 core trading strategies here on day 2, Sunday morning. All right, and then in the afternoon, we've got practice session. All right, you know, I've got to where I am today, decent, consistently profitable trader by practicing and doing it. So I want you to be practicing these strategies in the afternoon session so you can make your mistakes and get used to the strategies without real money. Okay, so when you go back to your screens on the Monday and start trading, that you've done some practicing, you're pretty clear about what strategies are going to be doing. All right, and it's a great 2 days event. I love it because a lot of the people that come to the event are complete beginners. A lot of people, Simon, are really want to do this, but they just can't. And it's, you know, they just can't get over the few hurdles, and you know, for £97, it's just a nice little stepping stone for people. And if they then want to go on to another program of ours, you know, get into day trading, at least they've gone through a little bit of a training cycle here instead of just diving straight into day trading, diving straight into the Forex market, where there's lots of sharks out there looking to take money, i.e. from trading off of them, they're day trading the markets. So it's just a nice little, you know, hang on a minute here, let's be careful, let's not sort of dive straight in and start being kamikaze with this. It's a process, so you learn loads of stuff, and then it's about, if you want to go to the next level, it's really then, you know, something that you will have to think about. Okay, on that. All right. Yatin said, "Worth every penny." Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's great. We've had lots of good feedback from people who've been on the courses, Lee. So it's fantastic. Sorry to hear you're not going to be doing any more.
Yeah, I know it's great, but I love it. I really enjoy it. I will turn up at those events, but it's like, you know, I enjoy being at those events, but I've got to just take a bit of a break at the weekends sometimes and spend some time with the family. And you know, I get asked to speak at all sorts of places, you know, even worldwide, and I've taken up those offers. And for me, I just want, you know, I'm in trading, Simon, for. And I've gone too long. I don't want to keep everyone too long, but I went into trading for freedom, and you know, having the freedom, and then we're starting the company, and so because we're growing at a big rate here, that you know, that we get 100 odd people at that event of the weekend, and I'm going to those. I want to be there for them, but I think this one's going to probably be the last one. I will turn up at the events, but not for the whole 2 days, and I'd rather spend. You know, I want to spend time with the family because I've got 2 young little girls. One of them's 1.5, and she's just so divine, and I just love seeing her grow up. And that's why I come into trading, to spend time with watching them grow up, really, mate. But all good stuff.
I understand.
Got a couple of questions here, Simon. I want to answer these questions.
Yeah.
What tools do I need to prepare for this training? You don't, Joshua. You don't need anything. All right. I really just don't want you to come with any preconceived ideas about trading, or you know, you're not going to need any indicators. You know, I will help you decide on free indicators or decide on paid for indicators that we have. You have to pay for the indicators that we use, or I could help you with free indicators. We go through that on a presentation at that event. We talk about the brokers and the games they play. You know, the amount of times you get stopped out and the broker plays shenanigans with you. It's happened to me. We talk about that. You know, we go into what happens and how they make their money and what games they play. I've got some great information on that. In fact, one of my best mates was at IG Index for, I think, 15 years it was. He was one of the very first early guys that started it. Not started it, but been part of it. And, you know, the things that he tells me over a beer is quite interesting. So I'll be sharing those with people at the event. And it's really for people that want to get that confidence and get consistent, because we can all make money, you know, going along the euro for once or twice, but it's about consistency. When you get consistency, you get happiness. When you get happiness, you get the confidence and happiness, mate, and it's just good. A couple of questions here. So thanks the same one again from Joshua, isn't it? What tools do I need? How long are the days? The days are 9:30 start, and then we finish at 5 o'clock. All right, full days. Central London. We have breaks at the normal times as well. All right. Got another one here. Lee, I've learned so much from this evening's webinar. Will it be an education webinar, a two-day event? Yes, it will be education, purely education. And, you know, we will show you our programs if you want to go and move to the next level, as I said earlier. But, you know, it's entirely up to you guys. It really is entirely up to you. It's we don't strangle people to buy. All right, it's all about development. I mean, the amount of money I spent, Simon, on development of myself, not in trading, but in other parts of my life as growing as a person, I think I must have spent about, I don't know, 50k, 50,000 over the years. Even from the days when I was playing football, I was spending an absolute fortune on sports psychologists when I was about 25. But yeah, it's all about development, isn't it? Not criticism. It's all about development and progress as a trader.
Well, it was money well spent, Lee, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, yeah. Life's good. Life's good. It's not good for people that are. It's not good for people that are struggling with their trading, because it could be quite painful, Simon, and it really is like, you know, a battle. And I think, and I say this at the event, once you know how to trade, you never go back to the old ways. You never go back. You never go back. It's knocked out of you. It's knocked out of you, and you never go back to the old ways. And it's great. Good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, I better go home.
Great.
Go home. I mean, I could talk for England and chat to these guys all night. I really could do.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We're very grateful for you giving us all that insight tonight, and thank you everybody that's joined us tonight. We had a super attendance tonight, and we're always grateful for that. I hope it's been a worthwhile event. And just before we go, if I could just remind you, I know a lot of you are regular attendees at the Round the Clock Trader event. Our next one is coming up next Thursday, the 24th of September. So we've got a few new speakers joining us on that. Lee, of course, which is one. He's going to be speaking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And until then, I'll send you a couple of emails if you don't mind, just to remind you about that, as I normally do. But thank you all for attending. Thank you, Lee Sandford from Trading College, for tonight's presentation. Wonderfully done. And we'll send a replay link tomorrow morning. So thank you very much, everybody, and good night.
Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.